Hello everyone and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making some homemade beef stew. So stay tuned and let's get into this together. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees because we're going to be cooking this beef stew in a Dutch oven. In a small pot here you want to get your 2 packets of the brown gravy mix. It mixes up with 1 cup of water per pack. Then add in a beef bouillon cube to that brown gravy mix. If we can get the dadgum bouillon cube open. Just going to drop that down in there just like that. Then we're going to take a little bit of this complete seasoning here. We're going to put a little bit of that in there. Hopefully that ain't too much. It probably is. Then add in 2 cups. Where are you going? Measuring cup. 2 cups of cold water. 1 cup. 2 cups. Get you a whisk. Whisk that together. I'm going to need that in just a moment. Whisk it together, mix that pretty good. Then put it on a burner over medium heat. Keep stirring that as it gets hot. Now we got our trusty old wok here and we're going to heat that up. So we're going to need that. I got the right burner? Yeah, I do. Okay. Front right. Yep, got that up on high. We're going to have this, get this up on high. Going to add in some oil. Then you're going to take your beef stew meat. This is 1.11 pounds of beef stew meat. We'll get that opened up here. As we're letting our wok heat up, give our gravy a stir. Also, we're going to be using 1 can of carrots and 1 can of sliced potatoes. And we're going to also be using some steakhouse seasoning. Alright, our wok is getting good and hot. We're going to get our meat into the wok here. I don't know if it's probably got one of them little cellophane hickeys under it. It does, so we don't want that to fall in there. So be careful when you're getting that out. That little thing there, I didn't want that to fall in my meat. Put in a good amount of your steakhouse seasoning. Remember to keep an eye on your gravy over here. Don't let it do nothing ridiculous. Don't let it burn. Keep a stirring on that. You can add a little bit of salt if you want to into that meat, and then you can add as much black pepper as you can stand. Me, I like a lot of black pepper. That ought to be enough for me. Now remember we added some of this complete in there earlier, so you don't want to add that to the meat. But for poops and giggles, we can add in a little bit of garlic and herb. Just a dash or two. Why does my pan act like it lost heat? Well, my fire is still good. I'm going to go ahead and put in our carrots. I'm going to put in our potatoes. So, now, you take your Dutch oven, carefully pour your meat into your pan here, into your Dutch oven, just like that. Yep, let all that juice go in there. That ain't gonna hurt a thing. No siree. It won't hurt a thing. You can give it a good stirring in there. My burner's still really hot over here. Now, you can add in your gravy. As long as it's all whisked up, it's not thickened up yet, but that's fine. Pour your gravy in there. My general rule of thumb, if you're doing 2 cups of gravy, add your 2 cups of water. So, let's add 2 cups of water to our gravy pot. Take a little spoon here. If there's any residue left in that pot, go ahead and rake it into that, store it all into that water. Pour that in there. Alright, there you go. Now, this is what it's going to look like here before it goes into the oven. Alright, now, get your lid, put your lid on your pot. This is what it looks like I said, before it goes in the oven. Now, it ain't thick. I know you're saying, ooh, that don't look good. Put your lid on your Dutch oven. Come over here to the oven. Even though it ain't preheated, it ain't going to hurt nothing. You can go ahead and stick her in there if you want to. Pour your oven rack out. Put your Dutch oven on that oven rack. Just like this. Push your oven rack in there. Let that cook up in that oven for 1 hour. Alright, so it's been an hour since our beef stew was put into the oven at 350 degrees. I'll show you guys what it looks like now. Boy, it smells awful good. And you can add less water if you want it, however much you want your juice to be. I like my juice to be just a little thin. And this is thin juice here. And you can take your little wooden spoon here. That ain't really a spoon, that's like a spatula or something. You can go in there and you can mash up your carrots and your potatoes. I done that a while ago. I done took a piece of the meat out of here and tried it. The meat is tender. But this here is what it looks like. Oh man, does it smell good. The meat's got a good taste to it. Look at that. That meat has got a good taste to it. I tasted a piece of it a while ago. Oh, shut up, cat. You ain't getting none. Let's see if I can get another piece of this meat out of here. It's really hot, too, but it's good. There's a good piece right there. Let it cool off for a second or two here. if I stick that in my mouth and burn the piss out of myself. But oh yeah. The meat's got a little bit of a chew to it. It's not like perfect melt in your mouth, tender, but it is tender. And it really depends on how you like your beef stew, on how you like the meat in your beef stew. But yeah, that's our beef stew. We're going to let that sit here for just a little bit here and let it cool off, and then we're going to dig into it. And that is supper. So that's how I make my homemade beef stew. You can also cook it on the stove top, but since I got this Dutch oven, I thought, well, I'm going to try this out in the Dutch oven tonight. And it turned out really well. Tomorrow night we might cook the cat in the Dutch oven. No, I'm just kidding. I'd never do that. But thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video here on my homemade, beef stew. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video later.